Today I'm at the Alpine House in Harlow Carr. Let's have a look at some of my favourite plants.
The Alpine House at Harlow Carr is home to over 2,000 plants and was the first large-scale project carried out by the RHS when they first took over the estate in 2001. It is one of the only areas of the garden where there is flowering interest inside all year round. I'm visiting the Alpine House in April, which is when many alpines begin to emerge in their natural habitats and come into flower. Here are some of my top picks of plants growing in the Alpine House at Harlow Carr this spring. Before you even get inside, there are a selection of hardy alpines growing in rocky troughs and up the walls surrounding the glass house. There is a huge walled rockery in development that is due to open later this year, but even though this area is currently out of bounds, there is plenty to see on the outside of the premises. This tiny white flowering alpine is known as the rock jasmine, and it caught my eye as it was one of the only few that were in flower outside. There were several other rock jasmines inside the Alpine House too. Botanically known as androsace, rock jasmines are low-growing evergreen perennials known as a cushion plant due to their dense foliage. They are the second largest species in the Primulaceae plant family, with only primulas boasting more species than them. Many primulas, more commonly known as primroses, are not technically alpines, but many species love the conditions that an alpine house can provide, as they like dry, free-draining soils. There are lots of primrose species and varieties in the Alpine House at Harlow Carr, but I particularly loved this Primula palnuri with its tubular yellow flowers. This is a rare and endangered plant that is now difficult to find in the wild in its native habitat of coastal Italy. Saxifrages are another great plant species that can be found in abundance at Harlow Carr. The Latin name for these plants translates literally to stone breakers, so they love the free-draining conditions of this alpine house. Although there are many lovely varieties to see, I loved the red stems and pale pink flowers of the cultivar Edith the most. The varieties of draba on display in the glasshouse were one of my favourites. The rounded mound of leaves with the protruding tiny flowers on long stems in various shades of yellow that these varieties produce are eye-catching. I particularly loved the creamy colour from the buttermilk cultivar. There is also a large selection of Dionysias, which have a similar mounding form. The purple and white flowering harlequin is particularly striking, but I mainly love these plants due to the tiny size of the flowers they produced. It isn't only the flowering plants that look wonderful in the Alpine House at Harlow Carr in April. Acantholimon ulysinium, often referred to as the prickly thrift, is another cushion-forming plant that loves dry soil and creates a lovely carpet of foliage in the alpine beds. Also impressive with no flowers in springtime is the Raulia huckeri that forms lovely rock-like rosettes, and the sedum-like Rhodiola saxifragoides. Some other notable plants in the Alpine House included this miniature hybrid daffodil, the Erythronium apple blossom, more commonly known as the fawn lily, and my personal favourite, this purple flowering Carpathian snowbell. Want to check out these delightful plants for yourself? Why not head over to Harlow Carr this spring and check out the RHS website for more details. Make sure to subscribe to Horticulture magazine for more British garden tours and let us know in the comments where you want to see us visit next. Thanks for watching!